All right, man. Well, good luck.
Oh, you're doing great.
You're more seasoned at this than us.
That's not saying much, Vince.
I know.
Good morning, Phoenix, Arizona, and the nation. Welcome to another edition of the JV Sports Show. James Poovey alongside my partner, Vince D'Alicio. Another packed show this morning, Vince. We're going to cover the gamut today, my friend.
Oh, I can't tell you. I'm so excited about today's show. I mean, we've got a lot of things that are happening very, very quickly today. We're going to be going, as you know, James, we jam-pack everything into an hour. A lot of shows, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. We're 1 hour, very fast-paced. We got a lot to deliver today in terms of news. But let's start off today. I want to welcome Santan Charter. As you know, James, I was out at Santan Charter School the other night. We broadcast a special JV Sports Show on Thursday night, did their graduation. Oh, gosh, it was so much fun. Had a great time. And our host that evening, one of our hosts was Santan Charter Principal Brandon Tauscher. Mr. Tauscher, good morning, sir. How are you?
Hey, good morning, guys. Doing well.
Oh my gosh. It was, James, you were working, you heard it from home. And
yes.
And what were your impressions of graduation, James?
Well, the biggest thing that I could tell, Vince, honestly, was the family atmosphere around Santan Charter. Everything was geared around everyone was giving everyone else credit. They realized that it was a team environment, that it takes more than one person to get to the level that they've aspired to get to, and they've done that. And it was really special to hear that some of those a lot of those graduates were original kids there 4 years ago, and then that was the first graduating class. So it was pretty special. I was listening to it at home with the kids. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, Mr. Tauscher, if I may ask, if you could turn your volume down a little bit, there's a little bit of feedback or echo. I think it might be coming from your end there. If you could just turn down. But no, it was great. And I'll ask you this, and you're multitasking there, Mr. Tauscher, but your impressions. Talk to us a little bit about graduation and what it meant for you.
Yeah, I mean, it was such a special night, just, because like you guys had said, we had to make a pivot pretty quickly in terms of putting together a drive-through celebration that could really meet the expectations and the level that we wanted to have for students. And so you hit the nail on the head. Everyone was able to pull together, make it happen. And so, as you know, it was right up to the last moment when we were getting things together. And as soon as that first student pulled up and that smile that came out, stepped out of that car, we knew we had done something right. So it was just a fantastic evening that got better, I felt, as it went along. And again, it's just incredible things happen, I think, when you have a positive outlook about what you can do instead of focusing on what you can't. And so we were able to pull it off. And, a lot of credit thanks to you guys too for coming out and helping with that. We appreciate it.
It was a blast. And big kudos, shout out to my new good friend, James. I know a lot of people.
Vince, I'm learning that, my friend. You are
Santan Charter Superintendent Dr. Chris Sipple and his wife Rita, who she's the brains behind the operation, believe me. And they're just so great. It was just such a great event. The faculty, the staff, the students, everybody associated with Santan Charter. Parents, thank you so much for playing along, calling in. I mean, it was just a great event. It was a lot of fun. My son Matthew was a production assistant, helped us out the other night as well. So it was a great time. Mr. Tauscher, thank you again. Can't thank you enough. We're going to get back out to Santan Charter. We've got a lot of sports to cover. Head football coach Kerry Taylor, head basketball coach Derek Freeman. These guys are state champions in the Canyon Athletic Association, and now they're transitioning to AIA Division II. It's going to be a lot of fun. It'll be interesting out there.
They're ready to play ball, Vince, and we're excited to cover them. Thank you again, Mr. Tauscher, for coming on here with us today. And like Vince said, it was our pleasure to be able to participate in the graduation with you guys the other night. Vince and Matthew did a great job out there, and it was thoroughly enjoyable. So thanks again for coming on here with us today.
Oh, absolutely. I appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
All right. Okay. So Brandon Tauscher, Principal, Santan Charter. Thanks again for joining us. Let's transition out now, James. It's something else that's been going on this week, and we've got we should have him calling in shortly. The Maricopa Community Colleges made a stunning announcement this week, and as you know, James, our bread and butter, the way we kind of started our foundation was uncovering the JUCOs in addition to NAIA high school.
Yes.
Stunning announcement, canceling sports for the whole year. We're not just talking fall sports. They went the whole year. Now,
but wait, Vince, there might be some updates. I heard some different stories yesterday. So we're excited to get Lee on here and tell us really what's going on, because there's been conflicting stories over the past couple of days.
Okay. Well, Lee Patterson, who's out of Thatcher, he's been the play-by-play guy for Eastern Arizona College. If you're listening, Lee, give us a call. We need you to call in because he was going to kind of help us, with some talk tracks. I've been talking to some folks in the know with a couple of the schools, and I don't know if you could see my shirt here, my old throwback.
PC Bears.
Yeah. It's a collector's item now. If you want to buy it, I'll sell it to you, Jason, for the low, low price.
I probably couldn't fit in it though, Vince. That would be the problem.
$99.95. So in talking to a couple of the folks in the know, a couple of things. Number one, no coaches are going to lose their jobs. They had originally talked about canceling sports for the full year. Meanwhile, coaches are still helping their athletes get recruited. There were some motives behind this, I feel. Number one, the colleges have been, the junior colleges have been trying to cancel sports for the longest time because of the financial part of it. And it's a shame. Whether it's finalized or not, it remains to be seen. We know that originally all the schools in Arizona were going to follow what football did last year and call it quits, at least for 1 year, citing the fact that the dangers of the pandemic with the COVID-19. Apparently, some of the outliers, Central Arizona, Eastern, Arizona Western, who am I leaving out? Pima. They decided not to, but the Maricopa schools were still sitting on the fence. Now, here's the issue with the Maricopa schools. They have an interim chancellor right now that's trying to get the job permanently.
Okay.
He's facing some pressure. You're facing some pressure. You've got an issue like COVID-19 that's kind of hanging around. You're going to do what you feel is the safest route. And that being said, they're probably looking at canceling.
But seeing though, Vince, that they already canceled football, obviously, yeah. Right? So we're talking about, we're talking about other fall sports. Is that correct? We're talking about other fall sports?
Yes. Talking about other fall sports. And James, are you muted right now on the
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I seem to be coming through okay.
Okay.
They not hear me?
Okay. Flash, can you hear James? I'm sorry, folks. It's live radio. No, he can't hear you, James.
Okay, let me reconnect.
Okay, so meanwhile, I'll just keep talking. All right, so the problem is that you've got the Maricopa Community Colleges that have this agenda. Flash, do you have James now? James? Negative. Okay. The problem is that they talked about, they went through successfully eliminated football last year. The other sports are on the docket now in terms of cancellation, and they cite insurance premiums going up. But here's the thing. After football canceled, in the know, again, I'm getting this information from someone in the know, insurance premiums still spiked after football was canceled. And they said there were a lot of injuries in basketball and in soccer, which caused insurance premiums to go up. So Again, why did we really cancel football? I don't know. There's different speculation as to why it was canceled, but they talked about other sports following suit.
I just thought it was a little bit too soon, Vince, for them to make the call on an entire year of sports.
Yeah.
Now without, giving it a little bit more time. I understand the precautions with the coronavirus pandemic. Obviously, things are getting worse by the day, by the hour, even it seems here in Arizona, especially. But they got to have a little bit of flexibility, I would think, in there to not make the call on those spring sports or those winter sports, maybe quite yet. I understand they already eliminated football, so they don't have to worry about that. But luckily, the Ho-Ho-Comp Junior College Athletic Conference is going to pick up the slack on that as they did last year. and deliver another great opportunity for kids to keep playing football and get their education.
Yeah. So here's the other issue. The sports have been trying to trim activities on not sports. The community college administration, faculty, not faculty, but administration have been trying to trim sports down for a while. And they're just trying to save money. And they're not looking at what is really good for the kids. They say, okay, the budget for athletics only affects 2% of the student population. But there's another interesting statistic out there that states that nearly a third of all students, even those not participating, are attending the community colleges because of someone they know in sports in the community colleges. So what's this going to do? We don't know. This is a very fluid situation. There'll be a lot more news coming out. Sorry about the technical difficulties, folks. We're going to get on this even more. We're going to do a segment on the Easy Sports radio show after our show at from 10 to 12. I'll be back on there with Ed and Javon. We'll talk a little bit more about it. We got a lot of things coming. Next up, James, who do we have joining us?
Next up, we're going to be talking with Coach Larry Kane and Coach Mike Gutierrez from Tempe Prep and Mayer, respectively. They're a part of our Thursday night football lineup. Actually, our second game, I believe, Vince, one of those first Saturday night games, we're doing special edition of the Thursday night game of the week. Yeah. So that's going to be exciting. We're going to talk to them, get a little bit about their teams, and talk about that matchup. So everybody stay tuned. We'll be right back here on the JV Sports Show.
Stick around.
And hope you're having a great Saturday.
Not sure what happened.
I don't know what happened there, man. Sorry. Great.
Okay. Well, hopefully we didn't lose. I mean, there wasn't a lot of dead air, was there?
It was mostly you talking, Vince, so it worked out good. It's all good. You carried us, man, like you always do. It's all good.
Yeah, right. Yeah, of course. When he said he couldn't hear you, then I'm sorry, James.
I didn't know. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm missing a button over here. Let me see. Okay, I'm scanning the soundboard. Let's see. Let's see. So we lost Lee Patterson. What the hell? I don't know what happened there. I sent him the email too, so he never popped on the YouTube either.
Oh well. All right. So we should have Larry Kane.
Might be down to choke and puke somewhere down there in Safford getting something.
Yeah, Larry Kane should be calling in. Flash.
All right.
Oh, perfect.
Perfect.
And then there's another guy named Mike Gutierrez who was maybe going to call in at the same time. He's a coach of the other school. So okay, thanks.
Can you ask the Coach Kane to get on the Zoom too if he can? I sent him the link.
And let him know that the other guy has not called in yet.
Thank you, pal. How's the ring light look, Vince? Am I lit up a little bit better this week?
You are, yeah. That is cool.
She got me a ring light for Father's Day.
That's nice. It's like I feel like I'm watching American Idol.
Good. Good.
Yeah.
Good. And your camera looks great as well, my friend. We are just building the empire here, my friend.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, the empire is right. Oh man. We're getting there.
Oh yeah, we're getting there.
So
this is the paying our dues portion of the festivities.
Yeah, it's been 3 years. Oh boy.
It hasn't even been a year yet. That's the funny part.
Yeah.
You want to bring us back?
Sure.
Sweet.
Do you know what it was that was causing your mute?
No, I just sometimes my soundboard will, because I got a lot of sound stuff going on this computer. If I kind of nudge it a little bit, it'll switch like it's supposed to and get the right stuff going on. Because I got it running audio to the computer, audio to the iPad to go back to the station and all kind of stuff. But it works. We got to remember to remind everybody that we're off next Saturday. I know they'll be crushed, but
yes, yeah, right.
It'll probably ruin their 4th of July holiday, Vince. But hey, we got to let them know, right?
Yep. Welcome back to the JV Sports Show. We got us a little sticks this week. This is courtesy of our good friend out at Midwestsports.net.
Joey McWilliams.
Joey McWilliams suggested it. So Joey's a listener. Thank you, Joey. Joey's a real pro. When I
Oh my
want to
goodness.
learn something, I go and I tune him in. Besides tuning into you, James, I tune into Joey.
Oh,
McWilliams.
come on now. No, Joey has some great content.
Yeah.
Check him out there, MidwestSports.net. He's got a lot of those divisions, all kind of sports covered there in the Midwest, and really some great coverage.
Joey is a big NAIA and Division II guy, so he is in the know with everything in the Midwest, and definitely he's got a great following too. So thank you, Joey, for tuning in out there. Joining us on the line. So we got this Thursday night thing going. Thursday night football starting August 20th. Our first game will be the Tucson High Badgers at the Maricopa Rams. And then the second game, it's a Saturday. It's a Thursday night game of the week, special edition. Saturday night, August 22nd, we are featuring the Mayor Wildcats at the Tempe Prep Knights, Division 1A, 8-man football, James. Name any other broadcast team broadcasting 1A 8-man football.
I would be hard pressed to find one, my friend. We might be this might be unprecedented for sure.
That's right. Coach Larry Kane. Coach Kane, good morning, sir. Coach, we are so excited. Game 2, it's on. We're going to be out at your place. Where do you guys play? Well, you normally play your home games at Mesa Community College. Where are you going to be playing that night?
Okay. All right.
Awesome.
Hey, Coach, is there any way you can get on the Zoom call with us here? We're live on YouTube as well. We'd love to have you join us if you get a chance. I sent that link to your email. Oh, no worries. Oh, no worries. No worries. No sweat. No sweat.
Okay, so Coach Kane, we first of all, thank you so much for allowing us to feature you guys. What can we expect to see? What are we going to see on Saturday night, August 22nd?
That's one of the best things. One of the best things about football right there, Vince. It's always has been and always will be about blocking, tackling, throwing, catching, running fast, being stronger than the other guy, being smarter, making the right move when you're tired. That's why I love the game so much.
My high school coach, the late Pete Kellen, used to always tell us, men, football is a game of running. That's all he would say. And then we'd proceed to get in trouble for something. We'd end up running all practice. So, but yeah, it's true. It is a game of running. And Coach Kane, you got some talent out there. What are your numbers like? And despite being an 8-man program, a very small school like Tempe Prep, what have you got in the way of numbers? Wow. Nice.
Coach, during this coronavirus pandemic, especially since you guys have been able to resume workouts, do you feel like it may be an advantage to be at a little bit of a smaller school like that and only have, like you said, maybe 24 kids where you can kind of easily divide up the group and make sure you're social distancing and everything and then still be able to get that work in? Oh,
Yeah. Coach, what can you tell us about the Mayor Wildcats?
Now, Coach, is there a little bit different terminology maybe in 8-man football? You know, in 11-man, you got, you know, different offensive styles. You run the spread. Some teams will run the veer from back in the day, or, you know, the power eye, or maybe the double wing or whatever. Are there different terminologies in 8-man? And what, without giving away your game plan, obviously, what kind of stuff do you guys favor?
Coach, what's your family support like? You got a lot of families that you have a few helicopter parents that sit up in the top of the bleachers during practice and with a whistle and say, no, my kid is the best.
Helicopter parents.
Okay. We got to ask.
Coach, have you had to dial it down at all as far as the workouts go over maybe even the past week or so since the pandemic is kind of really ramping up again once again here in Arizona? Have you had to scale things back a little bit, or maybe I know some schools are giving kids a week or two off now to kind of just push the pause button for a moment, if you will? Yeah, that's going to be very interesting. The AIA sent out a survey to all the schools, I believe, and trying to get their maybe a little temperature check, if you will, for the schools, where they're at as far as precautions in place or what their plan is for fall sports and so forth. So, like you said, those are due back July 10th for the fall sports of football and soccer, I believe, because those are really the first two that kick it off.
Yeah.
Hey, be nice and cool, wouldn't it? Could you imagine that starting a football season in February, Vince?
Oh, man. Yeah, no, I wouldn't. Yeah, playing in a foot of snow in at 8,000 feet elevation.
Sign me up.
No, thanks. Hey, so for quick reference, Coach. So obviously, again, you guys you play 8-man football as opposed to 11. You got 3 less guys on the field each team. What are some major differences in rules that we can kind of share with our audience that maybe have never seen an 8-man football game? Yeah. Yep. Yes. Okay, so offensively, how many guys do you have to have lined up on the line of scrimmage? Okay, so 5. Okay. All right, great. And that's exciting, James. I can't wait. It's going to be such a fast-paced game. It's going to be like a basketball game. I liken it to arena ball.
Exactly. It reminds me
Yeah.
of arena football. Exactly. It's quick pace. It's high scoring. They're throwing the ball a lot, as they mentioned. Every once in a while, they'll give it on a dive or something, or a little Statue of Liberty. But other than that, it's typically that ball's going in the air.
Wow. It's playoff implications, Coach. So tell us a little bit about what you're looking postseason. Last couple of years, how have things been for you out there? Kind of a little wrap on that. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. And on one evening in all of the state of Arizona, you guys are going to be the only game on. So a Saturday night, August 22nd, not even college ball on. So it's going to be interesting. It'll be a lot of fun. Coach, thank you so much for joining us. Coach Larry Kane from Tempe Prep, the Knights. They will be our Thursday night game of the week on Saturday night, August 22nd. James, what do we have coming up?
Vince, that's going to be a great football game. Coming up in the second half of the show this morning, we're going to be visiting with Jaden Mays. She was announced on Thursday as the 2020 Arizona Girls Track and Field Athlete of the Year, Vince.
Out of North
very
Canyon
excited
High School.
to talk to her. Yes, she's a North Canyon Rattler, and she is committing to the University of Oregon. So Oregon Ducks, that's a storied track program. We'll talk with her after the break. Stay tuned here on the JV Sports Show.
Coach
Have a great
Kane.
Saturday morning. We'll be right back.
All right.
Sweet.
Folks at home watching on YouTube, we apologize. Coach Kane couldn't get on Zoom, so on our channel. But stay tuned. We should have Jaden Mays coming on with us. All right.
Let me text Jaden. All right, let's see.
All right.
Okay, well, let's get an emergency plan together in case something happens and she doesn't call in. Because I don't think we even have her on the phone yet either.
Oh, no. What about Lee Patterson? Where in the heck?
I don't know. Does Lee have an iPhone? Can you text Lee?
Well, I can tweet him. I don't have his number.
Oh, Jaden's writing me back right now.
Okay.
Okay, she's calling in.
Okay.
Zoom's not working, she said.
Okay. All right. Little Mr. Roboto.
Welcome back to the JV Sports Show. A little sticks here this morning, courtesy of Joey McWilliams from MidwestSports.net. Little Mr. Roboto there.
That's right.
Good job, Vince.
You like the selection this week, huh?
Good stuff. That
It's
one
music
you
to
gotta
make
let
you
that
smile,
one. You gotta
right?
let that one play out a little bit. Though.
That's
That's
right.
the thing. That
That's
one's
right.
got to play out just a bit.
Oh man.
Joining
Love
us
it.
now on the phone, recently announced the 2020 Arizona Girls Gatorade State Track and Field Athlete of the Year. How about that, Vince?
That's
Jaden
impressive.
Mays. Jaden, are you with us? I can't believe I even got all that out, Vince. But Jaden, thank you for joining us. We appreciate you coming on here with us, and we were looking forward to having you on our senior tribute show about a month ago. But unfortunately, you were unavailable that day. But we're glad we got you on today and talk to you a little bit about your aspirations in your track career. Congratulations on being named the Gatorade Player of the Year. That's quite an honor.
Jaden, do your folks have any more shelf space for any more trophies and medals? For God's sakes, I gotta see what kind of gold medals you got hanging and trophies. I mean, my gosh, that's quite an honor. The honors just keep racking up, and an appearance on the JV Sports Show.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Well, Vince, they're going to have to make some more room, I tell you, because she's just getting started. She's committed to going to the University of Oregon. Jaden, tell us a little bit about that visit up there. What was it like? Obviously, the Oregon Ducks, a very storied track and field franchise, and you hear about the stuff with Nike and the relationship there. Tell us about that visit up to Oregon and what that was like.
What's the okay? So with everything going on, when are you scheduled to head up there now? Have things been pushed back, or is it going to be online for a bit? How's that going to be?
It sounds like they've done a pretty good job of keeping you guys informed on what's going on and maybe what the next steps are. When you first got involved in track and field, Jaden, who were some of your early influences? Who did you look up to, and who did you say, hey, I want to be like her. I want to run track like that.
Jaden, who have you been training with throughout all this? Have you gone back to your old high school at North Canyon? I know you guys. I mean, you guys lit it up, so you've got some runners out there. But who have you been training with throughout this whole time? Yeah. James, this morning I was picking up a piece of paper on the floor and I pulled something in my back. So my training, I was thinking about that as I asked Jane that question. The discipline, the self-discipline that it takes. You locked up a scholarship. You've got all these honors. but to continue to forge ahead to get better. You know, that was my point, is that I, you know, I get up off the couch to grab another bag of chips, and here you are out there, you know, running yourself, self-discipline. My gosh. Wow.
Yeah, that's insane, Vince. It
Wow.
takes a big commitment to stay with it like that. And how have you been able to, like, Jaden, I've always heard, you know, I was a track athlete, Vince, believe it or not. Obviously, I wasn't in the, yes, I wasn't in the running events.
Really?
I did shot put, I did discus. Anyway,
But is that really track?
but is there a difference between, obviously with the quarantine, you can't go and be on the track as much as you want to. Some of the stuff you got to do on the treadmill. Is there a big difference between running on the pavement versus the treadmill versus the track? And you know, someone like yourself who's obviously very skilled at what you do could tell the difference in something like that, right?
So you're 17, 18 years old, right? And you're going away from home for the first time. Do you have any family up there? Any friends up there? Any, you know, any kind of support outside of just FaceTime with, you know, with mom at home? I mean, what is that going to be like for you? So you're the favorite. Do you tell your older siblings that? Yeah. Can we get you to call in periodically and you know, kind of give us an update as to how things are going for you up there, and you know, remember the small people back here in Phoenix?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Oh, thanks, Jaden. Oh,
Well,
great.
Jaden, thank you so much for joining us. We wish you nothing but continued success. Obviously, you're one of those very special athletes that we've covered that we know is going to be doing really great things in the future. And I have no doubt that you'll be on that Olympic stage one day. And we just can't wait to be able to cheer you on. So thanks so much for coming on with us. Good luck.
Thanks,
and we'll stay in touch. Thanks. And again, and have a great weekend.
All right. Okay. So James, yeah, wow. You know, it's amazing. I mean, we go from, you know, covering 1A high school football game of the week, talking about, you know, junior colleges. Then we go to the biggest stage, the grandest stage, Pac-12, track and field. I mean, we're
all over the
the
place,
map.
Vince. And now guess what? We got a very special guest coming on here with us right now. As a matter of fact, somebody's got a birthday today.
Yay, Brecken.
Hey, get on here and talk to Vince. Here.
Brecken. Hey, Brecken, happy birthday.
You're on the air. Good.
All right. How old are you now?
7.
Wow. Dad have you out there working? Paying rent? No? Okay. How are you doing? So where do you go to school? First of all, when you're in school, where do you go to school?
PC.
Ah, Phoenix. That's not Phoenix College. That's Phoenix Christian, right? Neat.
Yeah.
And your mom works there too, I think, right? She's a basketball coach. She's the basketball coach, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, your mom is pretty cool. So that's awesome. Happy birthday, Big 7. I like your shirt. It says what does your shirt say? Read that to me. What does it say? This is what an awesome 7-year-old looks like. That is awesome. Congratulations, Brecken. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. So do you love your dad?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I like that delay there. That's funny. Anyway, that's cool.
That's
All
good to see
right.
you,
So
sir.
Brecken, happy birthday. 7 candles, Brecken Poovey, James's son. Congratulations. And thank you for joining us. Oh, what do you want to ask me? Your dad said you want to ask me something. What do you want to ask me? Nothing? Oh, okay. I don't know if he can hear me, James.
Talking to me?
Yeah. I don't. So I don't know if he can hear me, but anyway, all right, we'll be right back, James. So I don't know if he can hear me, but we'll be back. And after the break,
He's starstruck, Vince. What can I say? He's starstruck with you, my friend.
Guys, don't go anywhere. I promise.
Happy birthday, Bub. I love you.
Happy birthday, Brecken.
Happy birthday, Mr. 7-year-old.
The show is getting better. We brought Brecken, and it's nothing but better things here. After the break, coming back with Dan and his mom, live from New York. Good stuff. Join us here on the JV Sports Show. Don't go away, especially you guys at home. Don't go away. All right.
Awesome. Thank you, buddy.
That was funny.
Good job, man.
Brecken, nice job. I don't know if there were parts he may not have heard me. I don't know, but
He just getting enamored with all the lights and
okay.
all the.
Yeah. I love that shirt.
Yeah, that's cool, huh?
Yeah.
Good job, dude.
Nice job, Brecken.
Well done.
That's funny.
All right, so Dan, here we go. And then I look like I sent 2 links out, right, for Dan? You can hang out
Yeah,
if you
and
want.
we should have, I think Dan, 2 callers flash. Dan and his mom are calling in. All right.
There he is.
Hey, tell your mom, you guys got to call in. Is that mom? Call in on the phone.
Right there. She's right next to us.
Call in on the phone.
Call now.
How you doing?
Hi, Mom. All right. There he goes.
KUS Sports.
Hey, it's Dan.
Hi, Dan. Hang tight, man.
Okay, we're good.
Thank you. Junior college, NAIA.
Fix that.
Check it out.
Awesome. So you'll want to lower the volume on the phone, but don't mute the phone because that mic is what's connecting to the radio.
Yeah, I'll lower the volume on the
There you
phone.
go.
Can you hear
There
me?
you go.
There you go.
Perfect.
Oh, the
here,
football
hold on.
players.
All right, Flash, are you getting them okay?
Now, don't go back in.
Perfect. All right. Awesome, man.
Perfect.
Hey, bite size.
Okay, so yeah, we don't want to talk to him. We want to talk to you, Mom. So we're when we come back from the break, and we need the skinny on Dan, and you know, expect a lot of busting chops here. So, how are you feeling, first of all?
Me, I'm feeling fine.
Good.
See my mask?
Healthcare here, proud to be
A healthcare hero. I like it.
Okay.
Elmhurst Hospital. Elmhurst.
Thank you.
Elmhurst
Thank you for
Hospital.
being a hero, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah, don't build her ego up too much.
This almost was a dead hero.
Her head's big enough. Okay.
All right. You guys are here to save the show. It's been kind of a stinker up until now, so no pressure.
How much time do we have?
Oh, we'll have about 12 minutes. But
12 minutes.
We're coming back in 10 seconds.
Okay.
You can mess up a lot of stuff in 12 minutes.
Yeah.
Let me tell you.
Don't embarrass me too much, okay?
Uh-oh.
Remember, the FCC's listening.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. She's like, oh, no cursing.
He told me no cursing. Okay, I got the word.
Here we are. Welcome back to the JV Sports Show, a very special Saturday morning here in the Valley of the Sun. We're pleased to be joined now by Dan and his ma. How are you guys doing?
Cool.
Doing great. But you know, before we start, Ben, I can't help myself. I
That's
can't help
right.
myself. Okay.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, look at, oh, come on.
Oh,
You know, but the thing is that shirt. Okay, so in case you guys at home
89,
don't know,
baby.
yeah, 10 strongest 10, yeah, and there were only 9 guys lifting. But Dan played football at Scottsdale Community College. Dan and I were teammates. We were on the team together. Dan was a stud. He was clearly a stud. That shirt was probably a men's size small. That's how Dan rolls. But Dan is an old friend, known him over 30 years, and lives in New York. And his mom, Joni, is a healthcare worker. She's a social worker at Elmhurst Hospital. She just got over a bout of some little illness that she just got over with. Tell us a little bit about that, Joni.
There was just a little case of coronavirus.
Yeah, and you're okay now, obviously.
Oh yeah, it was hell for 2 weeks, and then the third week was better. Fourth week, and then it got better, and then they sick
You
me
know,
down.
tell us about it. Tell us exactly what happened. We hear all these things. We get mixed messages here and there, but we're figuring that you can shoot us straight. Tell us, did it start with a sore throat and they talk about the tightness in my chest and I'm having trouble breathing? What exactly happened?
Well, what happened is, for a couple of days, I was kind of feeling like tired. And then all of a sudden on a Tuesday afternoon, I got like really like weak and coughing and dizzy and everything else. And I said to her, I got to go home. I don't feel so good. Well, by the next morning, I couldn't breathe. And I just had a little space to breathe. And this guy here is my hero because he brought me over a nebulizer. If he didn't bring me the nebulizer, I would have been in the hellhole in the hospital, which I was fighting to go because it is an awful, awful thing to have to go through in the hospital because you can't have any visitors. You can't talk on the phone. You're like in this isolation and it's very, very scary, you know, because I was there, I saw what people were going through. So I was like, no, I'm not going, you know, with the little space I could breathe. I'd rather die at home. I don't want to die there.
Well, and this literally knocked you out for a while, but you're back up, you're out and about now. You're back working now too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's back at Elmhurst Hospital working. She's back in the hellhole right now.
Wow.
Back at ground zero.
Okay, so we're very happy.
Yeah.
Now, we've got this segment called Live from New York, Dan and his Ma, and there's a reason why we have this segment. I want to know what it's like having a son like Danny Panitz.
Well, there's never a dull moment. It's always interesting, and it's a lot of fun. He is so things that he does, and as if I could say,
Stop it.
Yeah, say it.
Stop it.
Remember the FCC warning that we talked about.
His father and brother used to think the two of us were sick. And there was something wrong with us because we laugh at the worst things.
Don't fall down in front of us.
Don't fall down because we're on the floor laughing
Don't
at
fall
you.
down and make sure you speak. Make sure you don't make a mistake when you speak because we're gonna hold it on your head. We're gonna
So in terms of sports, so who's the Yankees fan? Who's the Mets fan?
We're both Mets fans.
both Met fans. Both Met.
Okay.
Queens. We're
Yeah.
Queens, baby.
All
Queens.
Met fans. Queens.
How far are you guys from Shea Stadium?
Yeah.
Well, I grew up. We could walk to the stadium.
There. It's a good distance.
Yeah.
But we used to walk there.
And
because
Shea's
it's
better
easier.
than City Field. City Field sucks. Complete.
Yeah.
It's a new stadium. It's crap. Bring it back to the old Shea Stadium.
Yeah.
It was so much
I
better.
still call it Shea.
Okay, so Joni, what's the deal with Dan and these tight shirts, unbuttoned? I mean, what is the deal with this? You don't have anything to do with this.
Why
I mean,
don't why don't you ask the special guest, the other tough woman in my life?
Yes! Yes! Hey, hi! Oh my God, that's who we've been waiting for. That's why we're on Zoom.
Get in here,
Who
baby.
is that? Hi. So, all right,
Get in, Bob. Get in.
Dan, what's her name besides hot Latina girlfriend? What's her
The
name?
poor webcam microphone, Vince.
Yeah.
You think I'm
My
wearing
name
tight
is
shirts?
Lucy.
Uzi?
Yes.
Man, she's actually wearing one of my shirts.
Yeah. You know what? I believe it. So, Joni, when's he gonna become an honest man? When's he gonna make you a grandma?
I don't know. Are you kidding me? I've been waiting decades, not months.
Decades.
Decades. Now,
Oh my
hello.
God, Dan, you're 50 years old. Come on now, you know.
Someone over there's got to get him to do it.
This is what he do.
How old is she, Dan? She's got to be 20. How old is your girlfriend?
I know.
She could be your daughter for crying out loud. Oh my God.
I
Wow.
have a question. When he used to go out, I know it was like,
Uh-oh.
you know.
Oh God, there we go.
Oh, here we go.
You know, ladies now, you know, it's the lady.
Ladies. Oh yeah, there you go.
Right.
Tell
Okay,
us some
so-
stories.
Yes.
Oh boy.
Okay. So how he used to dress.
Oh my goodness.
How he used to dress when he went
How
out.
does he? Yeah. Well, like he's.
How did he
dressed
used to
now.
dress
He's
when he
got
went
the,
out
you know, he's-
back in the
I
day,
don't see
Vince? She
any
wants to
chains,
know.
though, but I see the shirts. You know, halfway. You know.
She wants to
open
know
there.
how he used to dress in the day when you guys used to run around Old Town Scottsdale
Well, he
together.
had a mullet. He drove his
Oh,
big
there we
van with no windows. You know, one of
There we
those
go.
extended vans. You know, not just like a full-size van, but the extended version so that you had enough room in back, you know. I'm not even going to say anything else, but no windows on it. And you know, and
hey,
he
hold
would
on a
just cruise
second now. My
around.
kids are in the room
Yeah,
here,
he
Vince.
would
Okay,
just
go
cruise
ahead.
around town. I mean, the guy was a legend. Even before they had legends, you know, this guy was like the
original legend,
most,
Danny Panitz.
the original most interesting man in the world, Dan Panitz.
I'm gonna tell you something. I can
Yeah,
go
Joni.
nowhere. I can go almost nowhere, and somebody knows him in the crowd. As everywhere I go. Okay,
Yeah.
we went one time to a funeral parlor for his grandmother in Florida to go make arrangements, and here we are in Florida, in Boca Raton, right?
Wow.
Far away from wherever we come from. And we're coming up the stairs, and coming down the stairs, this guy goes, Dan Panitz. I went, oh my God.
Joni, and I gotta say, whose was it? Who co-signed on the loan for him to buy that van? Because I know Dan didn't have a pot to piss in back then.
No, I know why. He make an entrance. Everywhere he goes, you see he dresses.
He makes an entrance.
Yeah.
Makes an entrance.
Oh, look at the, oh no, please don't.
Oh,
don't
boy.
unbutton
Oh,
that shirt.
boy.
Oh no.
Like
Oh,
this. Okay? And then,
and it's,
and then
do you wax? Do you wax your
When he
chest,
walks,
Dan? Oh my God. What are we doing? This is a family show. For crying out loud.
Love her, baby.
Wow.
Isn't this segment over yet?
You know what?
Oh,
It's
man.
gonna be here.
We
gonna
have
get the
6
plug
more
pulled out.
minutes if you can believe that.
Yeah.
Talk
Oh,
about football.
goodness.
That's the truth. That's why everybody knows him.
This,
And
wow.
he get bad look all the time from guys.
It's,
All
I
the
get
time.
that. Look, men.
Jealousy. They're
Yeah.
just jealous.
Where are you from, Uzi?
I'm Dominican.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
my
Queens. I'm Queens.
So I told you guys, these two just bust my. You see this? This
Yeah.
is 24 hours, 7 days a week, just busting my chops,
Yeah.
just beating me up like a drum. It's tough. It's tough. It's tough.
Yeah.
You guys don't know what you signed up for.
I know. And you know what? And we're going to make this, I want to make this a regular segment because this is going to be some therapy for you, Dan.
Were you guys in on that thing when the guy hit the back of the van with a hatchet?
No, he was.
Okay.
Yeah, he
what?
was there when
Yeah.
with Bubba Ganther and
Yeah.
Oh, hey, guilt by association, Vince. Here we go.
Okay.
We're going to be tied up with some stuff in New York. I haven't been in New York since 2007.
So-
his father and I went to Arizona to visit him, and there's this big gash in the back of the van. I'm going, what the? So then his father says, what happened to the van? Oh, I don't know. I came out and it was there. Somebody vandalized it. Well, his mother went, really?
Yeah,
So-
vandalized it inside the van. Yeah,
he-
that's
he-
interesting concept there.
That's
You know your son better than most, so I don't buy that for a minute.
He used to keep
So-
secrets from his father.
Yeah. So Dan, as you know, we've got this thing, this Thursday night high school football game of the week, and James and I are talking about expanding that to head out to other states. How receptive, you know, I mean, logistically, it would be something we'd have to plan out. We've got a little camera crew and whatnot, but the possibility of being able for us to come out to New York to do a game for you guys.
Well, we'd love to have you. The league that we're in is considered the best Catholic high school, pretty much the best league in New York State. You know, the public school guys aren't going to like this, but the Catholic League is the premier league in the state of New York. Our games are pretty intense. We have a lot of talent in our league.
What school?
I coach at Kellenberg Memorial.
Hey, Kellenberg.
Firebirds. We've been in the last 3 championship games for the Double A's. We have a really great league. We have a number of guys that go to Division I programs. We have a bunch of NFL guys, a lot of D1 guys that are coaching in the league itself, and there's a good turnout too. So, like for example, when you're playing like a team versus St. Anthony's versus, let's say,
Canisius?
Stepinac, there'll be thousands of people at the game. And nice stadiums, you can film. And, we have Sports New York over here where the games are shown live. So it's a big following here in New York for high school football.
Well, Dan, if you could just get off of some of those JetBlue frequent flyer miles you got in your back pocket and give us some of those, we'll fly the whole crew out there and do a game. That'd be fun.
I think that's a good idea. I mean, one of the big concerns we got, though, kind of a buzzkill, is the state and the league are talking about, are we even going to be having a season next year? And so we're waiting on the fence right now to say if we're actually going to be having a football season. This would be my 21st season in the league, so we hope it's going to be moving forward. So we're going to wait and see, but we'd love to have you out here. I think the best game to get you guys out here is, if you come into a Kellenberg game, is Kellenberg Chaminade. Yeah, that's the game.
Right.
That's the game. That's the round.
So, Dan, we got to have you guys back, and unfortunately, we got to cut you off a little early. But that'll give us some fodder for next time. Joni, healthcare hero, Dan and his ma, live from New York, and Uda, Usi. Sorry, Usi. We got to have you guys back. Thank you so much, Danny Panitz, my old buddy, my brother in New York, and our healthcare hero, Joni from Elmhurst Hospital. James, another great show. Folks, tune in to
Best ever, Vince.
Best ever. Easy Sports Show coming up at 10 a.m. I'll be back on there at 10:30 to talk about the JUCO sports and that what's going on, that fluid situation here in the Maricopa Community Colleges. James, another show, my friend.
A great show. Thanks again to our guest today. An unbelievable show. Brandon Tauscher from Santan Charter. Jaden Mays joined us from future Oregon Duck track star. We talked with Larry Kane, and we were hoping to get Coach Gutierrez on from Mayor, but we had a nice visit with Coach Kane from the Tempe Prep Knights. And Dan and his ma is always entertaining. Have a great week, everybody. Stay safe. Wash your hands.
Happy birthday, Brecken.
And stay home as much as possible. And yes, happy birthday again, my son.
Age 7. Wow. Big age. Great show. James,
hey, we're off next week, Vince.
Hey, we're off next week. No 4th of July show, but come back the week after and stick around. Stay on. 10 to 12, Easy Sports coming up right after us. We'll talk to you in a bit. Go JV.
Always stay tuned to our buddies Ed and Javon on the Easy Sports Talk. So JV Sports Show out.
Thank you. Flash, send that to us if you would. Oh boy.